Yesterday, if you were watching BBC Question Time, you would have seen an economist and author called Faiza Shaheen giving her views. Did you know that Faiza Shaheen went to something, she was trained with something called the New Economy Organisers Network? I've written lots about it on my Substack. It's basically a left-wing training school. You know, it's part of the left-wing ecosystem. And what it does is it provides spokespeople for their causes. It runs a spokesperson training course, which Faiza Shaheen went on quite a few years ago, and others too have gone through Neon's doors and been trained through this spokesperson program are Zoe Gardner, Grace Blakely, and two Labour MPs, Miatta Fahnbulleh and Dr. Jeevan Sandhu. But the list is even longer than that. I also think Gary Stevenson went there because he is on their social media feeds from quite a few years ago. Now, what this Neon does, among other things, I mean, it builds the confidence of these young left-wing activists, you know, people that get trained by it, because funders, in the left-wing ecosystem, they know that young people can sell the politics best. So you've got to get them through Neon's doors. So you can train them, prepare them for things like they do hostile panel practice. That's when you're being grilled. It's not very nice, but getting them ready to deal with that. And if they really need help knowing what to say, they can also get scripts. Neon has so many different scripts on its website, and it makes clear what its agenda is and what it wants pushed. For instance, it's very pro-refugee rights in terms of being pretty much very open border minded, and it wants to abolish the monarchy. So there's a script on the future of the monarchy, and it also has one about a wealth tax. And I was absolutely not surprised to see Faiza Shaheen raise the idea of a wealth tax on BBC Question Time, because this talking point is always brought up among that ecosystem. And Faiza Shaheen is also an executive director of something called Tax Justice UK, and that also plays in. There are lots of organisations in this network, but it's all very interconnected, that are pushing a wealth tax. And I've even seen in one of her Guardian articles that she brings in the talking points, the stats that are mentioned in Neon's script on a wealth tax. It will give you ideas like a common attack. You know, if someone says to you, but wait, won't all the rich people flee if we have a wealth tax? You know, I will tell you, this is how you should reply. So, you know, I can't say definitely how often these activists are using those scripts. I can say with certainty that they are there. You know, they're a resource for anyone who passes through Neon. And as far as I'm aware, there's no right-wing equivalent. I mean, imagine if I and a few other right-wing women had all gone to a training school where they gave us scripts for what to say. You know, we are actually treated as if this happened. We're often told, oh, you work for Tufton. I've never worked for Tufton Street. And we're told we're part of these networks, but it's a projection, right? Because this is what the left are doing. So perhaps it's no wonder that they find it easy to accuse us of this, because it's what they're doing. So they know that there are people doing this. Anyway, Faiza Shaheen, you know, I'm sure she's got all her own thoughts and whatnot, but she did pass through Neon, and frankly, I think Neon absolutely stinks. If you want to find out more, I've written all about it on my Substack.